Okay, it's now day 6, and in the 2 days since my last recording, Rum, who, as I said earlier, is a beast, has just put on the afterburners and has gone to 3 mines and will win in 3 days, possibly less than 3 days if he picks up any more bases or even drills an additional mine, because he's producing ridiculous amounts of drillers and appears to have no natural enemies. So what's happened in the last 2 days? Where I left off, I was in the middle of raiding into Red's territory after I'd thought about doing a peace deal with him, saw that he had a diplomat on the way that would try and steal back the specialists that I had rightfully nicked off him in the first place. So I was concerned that he was going to hire a princess to combine with a diplomat to release a specialist from long range, but no, he does the fighting thing, hires a helmsman and a thief and goes charging straight at me. Now, according to any reasonable time machine prediction, he's going to win, and even the 8 drillers at solo, if I got them there in time, then they wouldn't have helped either. He would have still won. However, there's 2 issues here. The first issue is never actually attack with a thief, because what the defender can do is just run away, and then the bonus of the thief is lost. And when you're facing somebody with a navigator, what the person with the navigator can do is time a re-entry exactly at the time that the thief arrives, which means that the thief can't escape, the thief's bonus is lost, and hey presto, Red is eliminated because the Queen is captured. The next thing that I need to do is hold off this incoming diplomat sub. Second rule, never move your diplomat, because if the diplomat had stayed there, then the Queen wouldn't have been captured. Fortunately, I have a hypnotist on the way heading into Raven, so the hypnotist arrives, hypnotizes his general, which allows me to debulk first half this attack, and then with the smuggler just as a token. So this is useful ways to defend with a general. Launch a single smuggler there, which takes 10 off it, then wait for the sub to crash into my base where the other specialists are for another 10, then chase down the captured sub with a helmsman navigator, and there you go, it's all recycled and everything's captured. Now I'm trying to move my hypnotist down there as fast as I can. Meanwhile, my allies have been cleaning up the rest of Red. Rum's here with a large stack and helmsman, and there's a ridiculous amount of force coming here from Olive. There's a helmsman pirate, which is a scary combo, and here comes his hypnotist with a smuggler navigator, which again is amazing mobility combo. I think what's happened is that he's come to a ceasefire with Purple, so Purple's going to attack Brown, and now Olive's got his stacks free to go and clean up Red. So I'm being very conscious of the fact that I don't want this pirate to be able to get to any of my moving specialists, so I've made sure that everything's moving on fast-paced subs, and check to see that no matter how fast this helmsman's getting down, I'm going to be on my way before it goes anywhere. As it turned out, he is going to Sivan, and I've basically said that Olive can have as many bases down here as he wants. I'm just happy with my specialists and getting out of there, because I'm currently leading, but I know that I'm not going to overtake Rum. I mean, I'm going to be overtaken by Rum, and I'm trying to avoid any further conflict, so I'm just going to pick up some more of Orange's bases on the way. Meanwhile, up at the northern end, what I've been doing is feeding Teal subs out of the radar range of brown and beige who are fighting teal. But eventually we've got to the point that both brown and beige have got kings. That makes obviously their defences a lot poorer, and it looked an awful lot like brown was going to mine here because he thought that I was on his side. Turned out that he wasn't going to mine, but he was worried about purple, so he has sent that off. So that 62 I was a bit concerned about being able to attack my mine, but now that's left. I send in the relief that I'd been promising teal for ages, which was to attack brown and take some of the pressure off teal, who's been fighting off two people. Admittedly, he's been having sort of backdoor support from me and pink the whole time, but because I'm actually funding brown, I've given him the impression that that 67 is going to be a gift because it's more efficient for that 67 to be part of brown's attack. So he only realises about now, when I change my funding settings over to support teal and not support him anymore, and that's all she wrote. Rum is now funding everybody, which is now Rum's strategy to make sure that nobody wants to attack him, which is pretty reasonable, really. Again, no natural predator's genius. So once Brown's realised this, he just shoots something off at my mine, which you can see is unguarded. So in theory that would win. However, I'll just send a general over there. So currently I've only got one general. I could potentially promote up to 2 more, which would mean 30 damage per specialist, and people with kings are not going to bother me. So this is where we are at around here. Brown's obviously a bit upset, as you might have seen from the message earlier in the video, but considering that I was only pretending to be in an alliance with him the whole time, that's subterfuge, folks.